had everybody in this goddamn place coming for me.
Girl, if you're not watching Untucked, you're only getting half the story.
So, we get to Untucked and shit gets gaggy at this point. You get the safe girls, Ellie, Tace, and Tia.
Ellie by the skin of that fucking nose.
By the sweat on that chap she got through. And they talk about who they think is gonna go home. And unanimously, they decide that Veronica should go home. Veronica performed the worst, so she knows that. So that was valid. The funny thing is, Veronica and Tia are meant to be
sisters.
But then Tia does a complete
360, like 180, like whatever the angle is.
Yeah.
I'm not good at math, but she backpedaled so when she was like, you said, and she's like, no, and it's like, girl, there's a camera there, and there.
There's
like,
two other girls.
Girl, you on candid camera now.
Yeah, I got you on camera. You on candid camera now.
Two of the, I was like, girl, no. At least say if you were right in saying what you said, despite her
said what I said. That's what she should have said.
Despite her being your friend, being a friend doesn't mean that you can't tell your friend when they've done bad.
Yeah, being a friend is also being honest and saying you did shit this week
and you should go home.
And I don't think you should go home, but I do think that you're probably going to be in the bottom two.
No, you should go home.
And that's what she should have said if that's what the mentality she had, that she's like, oh, it's my friend, I don't want to say she should go home. When they were saying, oh, who should be going home, she should have been like, I don't think she should go home, but I do think she should lip sync, because I think Veronica did the worst. That would have been like the way for you to save yourself. Not you going, yeah, she should go home, and then as soon as she's in the room, she's like,
I mean, Tace did
pulled up Bimini.
To be honest, Tace did coax it out of her at some point. I felt like Tia wanted to say Veronica to begin with, but she was afraid to say Veronica. And Tace was like, no loosey goosey, no bestie, just say what you mean, 3, 2, 1, and she was like, Veronica. She didn't even hesitate at that point. And then we get Veronica basically coming for Awhora.
Unfounded as well. I'm so sorry, and I know that you maybe have some like nasty things to say about Awhora in this episode, but it was completely unfounded. Like, bitch, sit down. Like,
I will say, the points that Awhora was making
was trying to be nice,
were valid, and she was being friendly in that moment
for a change as well.
For a change,
way to make somebody realize that maybe they should just continue being the bitchy one, because when they try to be nice, all they're met with is like.
And I think Veronica's reaction towards Awhora was unwarranted and not necessary. However, I do think the past couple of episodes, Awhora has shown herself to be. No, actually, let me not beat around the bush. The past couple of episodes, Awhora has shown herself. I came closer to camera because I want this bitch to hear and see the words coming out of my mouth. I want to look this bitch in with my 4 eyes.
I wish we had your phone set up, and I wish we could have just done like it.
So, what I will say, Awhora, these past couple of episodes, you have not presented yourself in the best light. And you've shown yourself to be not just a bit of a bully, a complete bully. The way you've talked dirty and greasy about Tia behind her back, basically said Tia should go home every single fucking week for no apparent reason. Even the week that she did do well, you still came for her and said she should go home. And then you want us to feel sorry for you because you take makeup off in front of a mirror and cry about how you went through a hard time in life. No, girl. I was bullied as a kid. I don't like people like you. And then for you to go on social media and preach about be kind to people, let's be all nice to each other. I was growing in that moment. Girl, you said what you said and you meant what you said. If people come at you with negativity and say that you're a bully, accept it, learn from it, move on. That's all I'm saying about that.
Do you want to take your seat again?
So you stick up for your girl now.
I'm not gonna there's not there is truth in what you say, and I'm not gonna take away from like your, and also your opinion is valid. I'm not gonna be like, no, you're completely wrong. Like, you are wrong in some aspects of it. I do think that she took ownership of, like, when she came with, like, after the challenge, when she sat down with Tia, she took ownership of the fact that she was like, and also she could have been really bitchy and just never like apologized, never like owned up to the fact. Tia could have found out what she'd said when she watched it with the same, like, with all of us. So I just think that, like, she was self-aware enough, which we give credit to Veronica for having self-awareness. I think she was self-aware enough to realise that she hasn't been very nice to Tia, and that she's obviously been. But you're saying that as if like nobody else has said that nasty shit to like Tia. But the whole cast, essentially, apart from Veronica, has all came at her.
There's a level. Because
did I let you finish? So they have all came for her neck, and it is. And you're saying it as if it's like it was unfounded. She has performed really poorly throughout. The thing that saves her is that she does have quite a good, funny personality, and that she has the ability to take the piss out of herself. The one challenge that she did all right on, and to be honest, the one thing that like made it funny was when she crawled off of that rat's roost because to be honest, the actual performance wasn't like right home about worthy. It was just all right. Like, I just think that you're literally attacking Awhora for something that they're all doing. It's just that maybe Awhora has been getting a bit more airtime with that, because also you don't know what the edit is as well. You know that they like to villainize some people. So what I'm gonna say is, and I know that they say what they say, and that's so you can't take away from the edit isn't to blame.
No
so
one put those words in her mouth.
Exactly. But I do think that she took the ownership and she said, you know what, like I have been a bitch about you, and
behind her back.
But not to her back. She said it to her face. She said one thing about her behind her back, and that's what I'm saying. She said to her in that moment, I was really nasty about you in the last Untucked. And remember, obviously we see them week to week, but it would have been the day previous that she did that. So it's not as if she waited a whole week to bring it up. It's just that we see it that way. So she probably was like, you know what, like I worked with you today and I've seen something in you that I obviously haven't seen up until this point. And I'm happy that I've seen it because you know what? I have said some things to your face and behind your back that have not been kind, and you know what? You fucking proved me wrong. And that to me takes maturity to be like, you know what? And also the fact that she owned up and showed the vulnerability. It's a shame that she hasn't shown this vulnerability to the judges.
Clap if you care. Clap if you care.
Because she probably get credit for it. But she said something that I'm sure like a lot of people who are watching this can maybe agree with, because it's something that I can like relate to, is that as gay people, because we're obviously so consistently dragged down and brought down by like people in school, parents, like friends, all this stuff, or friends, whatever it is, people that are in our lives, you sometimes start to work almost in like a pecking order, and like you start to like see somebody who is maybe you feel is a little bit weaker than you, which obviously Awhora has seen that like visually Tia was not at her level. So she picked somebody that she's seen as the kind of like, think about it as like in the animal kingdom. She's seen the antelope that had like veered off from the herd, and she went, get her Jade.
Get her Jade.
Constantly.
But you're saying it as if it's not everybody in the room.
But I'm saying Awhora has been the most vocal out of everyone.
So has Taste.
No,
Taste started. We were literally opened the episode with Taste going, "Why are you so shit?"
How many times has Taste said that though?
Every single.
Once.
No.
Once. Awhora, every single episode has come for Tia on a constant.
Again, though, what I'm going to say to you is that could also be part.
Again, it could be the edit. I'm not saying that the edit isn't to blame as well. But if you don't do those things, the edit doesn't have that thing to put into your storyline. And it's almost similar to the way that Roxy Andrews would beat down Jinx Monsoon every single week with the intent, and even Roxy admitted this towards the end. The only reason I picked on Jinx was because I realized she was weak, and she had the potential to win over me. So what am I going to do to throw her off her game?
Which I'm not
going
denying.
to consistently pick on this person until there's nothing left, and this person potentially ends up going home. That is the sort of mentality that I don't fuck with, and that's the sort of mentality that Awhora is giving me.
But also, the difference between Awhora and Roxy in this situation is that it was literally... Wow. Roxy did that from start to finish of that season.
So is Awhora.
We're only
So
3
far.
episodes in.
So
4 episodes in.
So far.
And already she's now taken accountability for what she's done, and I'm assuming that going forward she will not be like that.
I don't.
Because now that she has seen and like gotten to know her, and that's what they even said, that they're like, even Tia who has experienced it all, and if Tia can fucking forgive her, then
Tia is a bigger person than I am, because I would not forgive Awhora, especially knowing that she's dragged my name through the mud every single week. Every single week that an episode has come out, you have gone and dragged my name for no apparent reason.
It isn't unfounded, Stephen. She hasn't just literally, like, as soon as she walked in the room going, her.
Basically.
No, because they've all, literally, the week previous, the entire room all voted her basic.
Not the entire room, the majority.
Apart from Veronica, apparently.
The majority.
So one
person that we know of. We don't know if every other girl who's gone before that voted for...
Whatever.
For Tia.
So, she has been voted by in a majority vote that she was basic. And even judges have commented on it, like what Tay said. So it's not something that she's not plucked something out.
I'm not saying she plucked something out of thin air, but she's realised, it's like when you realise there's a fat kid in school, you are constantly going to pick on that kid because you know they're fat and you know that's their weakness. Awhora, and Taste to some degree, has picked on Tia consistently, knowing that her weakness is her looks and her being basic. They've used that as a way of being like, well, if we're gonna pick someone to leave, we're gonna pick Tia because Tia's basic. Even if Tia does good 1 week, it's still a reason for them to get rid of her. That is an energy that I don't fuck with. And I also think, and personally, I don't buy Awhora's apology. I feel like it's been set up for Awhora to have a redemption within the season.
Stephen,
and for
when
me,
she was crying on camera, I'm so sorry, but when she was crying on camera, like...
Bitch, I can cry on camera.
Bitch, you can really muster up the energy to smile on camera!
If I really wanted someone to believe that I was feeling bad, I could cry on camera.
Go!
Yeah, I don't feel bad about nothing though.
Those boots make your feet look fat. That's fine. Honestly. I just think... I just think that, like, she is one of the queens that in her confessionals actually puts the effort into, like, doing boy beat. The rest of them all go on there, like, blotchy as fuck because they don't make an effort. For her to actually, like, those were genuine tears. They were not crocodile tears. She was literally, like, genuinely upset at the fact. And that's what I'm saying. And yes, it might have been set up for her redemption, but she got it because...
Not from me.
Well, then that's your personal...
She has a lot more to prove to me.
To me, Stephen, that seems more like you're projecting personal feelings rather than seeing it... Because, like I said, if Tia can forgive her, then you need to forgive her, because that's like you then holding a grudge onto something because you feel a certain kind of way about it. So you're then going to tarnish Awhora with this, like, oh well, she did this like this one time, but if everybody else is like going to be like, actually, you know what, you've apologized for it, and if Tia's seen it as like, you might not be like, oh yeah, it seemed genuine, but if Tia thought it was genuine, but then you as a viewer need to then, because then otherwise you're doing exactly what you're saying and you're literally just been like, you've now selected something from her and you're going to hold on to that.
But for me, it takes more than just one moment in one episode for me to believe that you genuinely feel sorry. And I need, just like you need to see growth in Veronica with her makeup, I want to see growth in Awhora as a person.
We haven't been given the opportunity to see the growth.
Yeah, but I'm critiquing one episode.
Okay, so
I'm critiquing one episode.
So then what you need to then say is that perhaps in episode 5, then you need to be.
I'm happy to swallow my words if she proves me wrong and she continues to grow as a person. But from this one episode,
How
and
has
what
this
I've
turned
seen-
into like Jeremy
and
Kyle?
what I've seen from Awhora, I'm not buying it, bitch. And if you want to prove that you genuinely are a changed person, I need to see change throughout until you get voted out. Episode 11.
Okay, next.
I do like her drag. I do think what she does is amazing, and I do like her looks. And from seeing what people have said on social media, please do not send her death threats. Please do not wish suicide onto her, because that's not nice. It's okay not to like a queen and to be vocal about not liking a queen, but don't wish death upon them. That's all.
People need to remember it's a show.
It is a
Which,
show.
like, literally, like, I know we're like sat here like critiquing people and stuff like that, but
we do it with love.
we do it all with like, and we also never say anything of like complete mal. We never attack somebody just attacked somebody's character, but we do try
TV character.
We do try not to attack people's character, and people need to remember that it is a TV show at the end of the day. And also, if everybody got on and it was all sunshine and daisies every single
We wouldn't
episode,
watch.
you wouldn't fucking watch it because it would be boring television. People love to hate somebody. It's part of human nature. It's not a great part of human nature, but it unfortunately is. So anyway, moving forward, because that was a very fucking long, it was longer than the episode.
Yeah, we thought we were doing good for time,
Yeah.
but clearly.
Meanwhile.
So anyway, let's speed through this. We get the lip sync. Sister versus Ginny. Go.